think we should? What do you think we should draw today? It's Wednesday, of course. Sometimes it just doesn't come easy. Sometimes you've got to like make yourself draw something or get into it. Sometimes it's just not happening. Actually, that's most of the time. That's a good idea. We could draw feathers. All kinds of feathers. And I love feathers because they're so fluffy and soft. That's just a great idea. And we could draw metal because it's shiny and pretty neat. We could draw something very different from feathers, and that's sandpaper. It's rough and coarse. We could glass and liquid. That's hard to draw something like that. You've got like the refraction and distortion happening. I think what we would call this is texture. When people draw things, if they really get kind of into it, they distinguish between one texture and another. If you look at some of the really old paintings done by masters, the cloth and the clothing is just so, I don't know, like what, realistic. Some of it's got like a beautiful sheen to it. Some of the cloth might be fuzzy. Some of it might be just kind of more typical like this. Some of it might be coarse and rough or worn. And it's these textures that really help your work come to life. So I think what we should do is practice texture today. And then this might be able to help your in-class work. Whenever you're drawing something, don't just think, I'm drawing somebody's shirt. What might that texture look like? Or a stone, is that rough and coarse, and how you make it look like that versus, let's say, I don't know, metal, which is not coarse at all, usually, but shiny and smooth, and how do you get that to happen? Now, I have a little worksheet here for you today called Fun Textures. Some of these are actually more patterns, and a lot of them aren't that realistic. So, maybe a separate worksheet would be like realistic textures. This is just going to be fun textures. And if you look at this, you see that we've got, here's kind of a brick texture. Here's over here is kind of a scale-like texture. Kind of looks like scales. This too looks kind of like scales or seeds lined up perfectly. But here's an easy one. Lots of curves. And this one's a two-part one. You start drawing that, and then you do that as the second step. But your task is to draw 7 textures of ones that have already been done, and then create 4 of your own textures. And these blanks here are for your own, or ones that you're recreating from the worksheet. Now this worksheet is linked in Schoology, and it should be something that you can, I don't know if you have to download it and then print it, but print it off if you have that capability. If not, just look at the worksheet online and draw the correct amount of these. These are just 1 by 1 inch squares, so you can use a ruler, make 1 inch by 1 inch squares. Look at the worksheet on your computer and draw, again, 7 of them that are already here, and draw 4 of your own. And hopefully some of these textures will make their way into your work in the classroom and just enrich things a great deal.